Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Okay, so 13th chapter deals with 6 things. No, what are they? You want to remember the 6 short forms? Because that. Yes, Manasi, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Prakriti, Purusha, Jnana, Jneya, Kshetra and Kshetrajna.
Yes, so what are the short forms? He said.
Mataji, Prakriti.
Yeah.
Mataji, can I tell the meaning also?
No. What are the short forms for that?
Mataji, 2 P's, 2 K's.
Yes.
Mataji, 2 P's, 2 K's and 2 J's.
Yeah. So very easy to remember for all of you is like for chapter 13 deals with 6 things, which is 2 P's, that is Prakriti and Purusha, 2 K's, that is Kshetra and Kshetrajna, and 2 J's, Jnanam and Jneyam. Okay. So these are the, this should be in your mind when you start with chapter 13. You should be able to, because last week, you remember there were so many questions on connections between different chapters. Actually, the question paper was not set by me. Another devotee, Pranchadana Prabhu, have said, because Ramarishna Prabhu says, one teacher teaches and another teacher should set the question paper. That's how it happens in university level. So the same teacher doesn't set. So he have asked so many questions based on connections between chapter 7 and 8 and so many connections. Now, how will you able to remember? If you remember this synonym, if you remember some sloka from different chapters, then it's easy to connect the chapters. But in chapter 13, you can remember this, 2 K's, 2 J's, and 2 P's. Okay, so we'll continue with 13th sloka. 13th chapter, 13th sloka. So 13.13. Yeah, it's about understanding living entity as knowable. 13. Yeyam yettad pravakshyami yajnatvam ashnute anadi matparam brahma nasattan nashaduchyate. I shall now explain the knowable, knowing which you will taste the eternal. Brahman, the spirit, the beginless and subordinate to me, lies beyond the cause and effect of this material world. Now, okay. So who is Kshetra? You can put in the chat. Well, if you can type in the chat. Kshetra. Kshetra is what? And Kshetrakya. Okay, Kshetra is the body. So all of you agree, Kshetra is the body. Who is the Kshetrakya? Kshetrakya is the body. Kshetrakya is the knower of the body. Who are they? Knower of the body. You can type in the chat. Who are the knower of the body? Okay. Soul and super soul. That is Jivatma and Paramatma. Good. Okay. So Kshetra and Kshetrakya. Now Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is what? Type in the chat. Who's Prakriti or what is Prakriti? Okay. The material nature. Good. Right. And Purusha is, who's Purusha? And the enjoyer. Who's the enjoyer? The Supreme Lord. Yes. So Purusha is Krishna. Okay. And Jnana and Jneya. Okay. Is there any difference between Jnana and Jneya? Or is it the same? What is Jnana? What is Jneya? Jnana, Jneya. Jnana is knowledge. Okay. Jneya means? No, knower and the knowledge. No, knower is the Kshetrakya. Okay, that is fit to be known. Okay, of knowledge. Yeah. Jnana is the object of knowledge. Okay, so one is knowledge and one is the object of knowledge. Okay, now here Krishna is asking, like, he's going to say that I'm going to explain. So the Lord is going to explain the field of activities and the knower of the field. So chapter 2 describes the living entity soul as eternal. There is no specific date at which the Jiva was born. Actually, we all have a birthday. Now, that's for the body. But for the soul, do we know which date the soul has come? Like, it's eternal, right? Sachidananda. Nor can anyone trace out the history of the Jivatma's manifestation from the Supreme Lord. The living entities are eternally in service of the Supreme Lord, confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita Leela also. Jivera Swarupaha Krishnera Nityadasa, Krishnera Tadastha Shakti, Veda Veda Prakasha, Jivera Swarupaha Krishnera Nityadas. That's why after initiation you get the name as Das or Devi Dasi. That's because that's our Swarupa Avastha. That is our real eternal constitutional position, that we are Krishnera Nityadas. We are always the Dasa of Krishna. No, we know it or not, we are. Right? So Krishnera Tadastha Shakti. Why are the living entities called Tadastha Shakti? You can have raised hands. Why are we called as Tadastha Shakti? Prafulla Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Because we are the maternal energy, Mataji. We are the maternal energy, marginal energy.
Yeah, marginal. Energy. Why we are called marginal energy? That's my question.
Because we may fall down, we may go to this side or that side, to the material side or spiritual also.
So we can go either to external or internal part. Yes. So what is the analogy? Anyone knows? Supremataji, you know? What analogy Prabhupada use to tell we are marginal?
Nothing is striking me as of now, Mataji. Sorry.
Jyotimata, anyone remembers in this class which it's a very nice example Prabhupada always quotes to say that we are marginal. No one remembers? It's a very nice example. You can't forget it. It's beautifully describing that we are marginal. So what example did Prabhupada put? The analogy, like any example you can remember, something is marginal. Sometimes it can go this side or that side. No one remembers? Yeah, Shubham Prabhu. Can you say, Prabhu, you're right.
Hare Krishna Mataji and Dr. Ram, like ocean and the drops of the ocean. So
no, that's not the drop. That is in quality and quantity. It's ocean only, but something else. Not coconut. Dry coconut is about a detached person.
Peace, Mataji.
Yes, Lakshmi Mataji.
Mataji, ocean and the wind and the wind, Mataji.
No.
Both standing on the ocean.
No. Not bubble. No, bubble is Mayavadis. Yes, Prajesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I'm not exactly sure, but like when there is rain and then we are like the raindrops, it is very pure, like the soul is also very pure, but then when it lands in the ocean, it enters into the seashell and becomes the pearl, but when it lands in some dirty water, it gets contaminated, and we also get contaminated. So
No. Okay, that is one example to show that about our contamination, but I'm asking the marginal. Nobody's getting. Okay. Like for example, you have an ocean and we have the bank of the ocean, right? So the seashore. Yes, Deepali Mataji got it right. So the seashore. So you can see during night and also rainy season, the place where we walk in the beach. Now remember, like there is a land area. Either it can come underwater. The daytime, afternoon time, summer, it can be dry. So that part where we walk in the beach, it's neither on the sea or the land. So either it can go to that side or this side. So Prabhupada mentioned that part of the sea where we walk, our play around, kids play around and all, that's neither inside the water nor outside. You can, sometimes it's in water, sometimes it's in land. So similarly, we are called marginal energy. We can either go to the external energy of the Lord or the internal energy of the Lord. So that is an example, right? Very nice example to show that we are Tadastha Shakti, Veda Prakasha. What you are seeing is about the quality and quantity. Yes, that's also a nice example. Okay. So 14 to 18 sloka says about the qualities of the super soul. Okay, now put in the chat which Vishnu is as super soul in our heart. Okay. All of you got it right. Yeah. Shiro Dakshai. Okay, this K is silent. Shiro Dakshai Vishnu. Yes. So what's the size of the Paramatma mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam? What's the size? 8-inch, good. So what is the measurement? Thumb to ring finger, good. So thumb to ring finger, that is the size that is given. Ring finger and the thumb, that is 8 inches. Okay, the Paramatma form of the Lord. Now, the quality of the super soul or Paramatma is mentioned from verse 14 to 18. Sarvata panipadam tat sarvadokshi shiro mukham sarvata shrudima loke sarvam avritya tishtati. Everywhere are his hands and legs, his eyes, heads, faces, and he has ears everywhere. In this way, the super soul exists, pervading everywhere. So, sarvada means everywhere. So, everywhere has his hands and legs. Everywhere has his eyes, hands, and faces. Everywhere has ears. He is all pervading. So, Krishna is all pervading, right? So, 1/10,000 tip of the hair is the size of the soul. Now, don't get confused. Somebody have put like 1/10,000 the tip of the hair. 1/10,000 is the size of the soul. His soul, that is Jivatma. But Paramatma is 8 inches or distance between thumb and the ring finger. Now, don't get confused between soul and super soul size. Okay, so Sarvada, Krishna is everywhere. He's all pervading, right? And now, how can you say Krishna's eyes, hands are everywhere, legs are everywhere? What does this really mean? Can anyone explain this first? Like, how can we say that Krishna's hand is everywhere? Yes, Mansi Mataji.
Mataji, actually, I may be wrong because I've heard this about Srila Prabhupada. Maybe this can be similar. But Srila Prabhupada once saw the sun, the moon, and he told his disciples that these are the eyes of Krishna. And then the disciples asked that how can these be the eyes of Krishna? Where can we see the face? So then Srila Prabhupada said that we are not capable enough to see the whole body of Krishna, and therefore we can see a little part of it only. Similarly, he has all of his body parts over everywhere, but we cannot see it, Mataji.
Not body parts. Like Pravina Mataji says, yes, his energy is pervading the entire material world. Yeah, that's what it is. Like everything, like he knows every minute details of the material activities. He knows everything. He's fully cognizant. That's because he's fully pervasive. In the sense, his energy is everywhere. Krishna's energy is everywhere, right? So Krishna's hands, eyes, legs, as Mother said, yes, sun is Krishna's eyes. That means what? The sun is there all over the world, everywhere. Anywhere you go, the sun is there. We cannot see. That means Prabhupada says that it's just that we are not able to see. That doesn't mean sun is not there. It's there in some part of the world. So everywhere Krishna is there, in the sense his energy is everywhere. And he's all pervading. So he knows everything, right? So sometimes one devotee was saying, don't try to see the lotus feet of Krishna. See the hand of Krishna in your life. Like there is, in the sense, Krishna's presence in our life. So we need to, every situation, we can realize that. So only a pure devotee will be able to know that. Sarvata, okay, so that's what the 14th sloka says. Sarvendriya guna bhasam sarvendriya vivarchitam asaktam sarva prichaiva nirgunam guna prokricha. So what is it? Sarvendriya guna. So he's the original source of all senses, devoid of all material senses. Sometimes they say Nirguna, Krishna is Nirguna, Krishna is Nirakar. That doesn't mean Krishna doesn't have a form or qualities. He doesn't have material qualities, right? And he transcends the mode of material nature. At the same time, he's a master of all the modes of material nature. What's Krishna's another name? Because he transcends the 3 modes. I'll put in the chat. No, he transcends the 3 modes. Nirguna means he doesn't have, it means he doesn't have any quality, but he doesn't have any material quality. That is what Mayavadi says. Sarva Vyapi means he's there everywhere. No. Rishikesh is master of senses. Gunatita, no. It's above the 3 modes. Krishna is above the 3 modes. He's transcendental. He's beyond our material senses to be perceived. What is Krishna's another name? Here it is said the senses are transcendental, therefore it's called Nirguna. No. Who's this? Rajesh Prabhu, Hari Bol. Prafula Mataji also got it. Adokshaja. Krishna is called Adokshaja. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yeto bhaktir adokshaje. Ahetuki apradihata ye atma suprasitati. So I think first canto, second chapter, 6th sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Krishna is above the 3 modes. That's why he's called Adokshaja. And what is our dharma? What should we do? Yado bhakti radokshaja, we should do bhakti or devotional service to Krishna. Then Yatma Suprasiddha, our Atma, soul becomes really happy. It should be Ahitukiya Pritita, unmotivated and uninterrupted. So above the three modes, that is called Adokshaja. Krishna is called Adokshaja. Okay, because Krishna's senses are transcendental, it's called Nirguna. He's also called Nirguna. Angani Asya Sakale Vritti. All his senses are transcendental, right? And he's unattached. That example, as Mataji mentioned about a dry coconut. Dry coconut is not attached to the shell, it's unattached. Or Patma Patrameva Ambasha, the lotus leaf, so is unattached. Okay, and he's the maintainer of all. Ego Bahunami Vidata Dikama. Nityo Nityanam Chedanas Chedananam. Ego Krishna alone maintains everyone. Right? So we think our boss is maintaining us, or we go for a job and we get paid by a boss or whoever it is, or a wife think the husband is maintaining, or anything. Children think the parents are maintaining. No. Who's actually giving through the boss? It's actually Krishna. Okay, it's the Lord who is actually supplying. We think they just become an instrument through which Krishna sends things, right? So if Krishna is sending some help, something through somebody, it actually he is sending it to us. So if a postman gives you the letter, that doesn't mean the postman have written the letter to you. No, it's actually the person who's actually written the letter is through the postman. So similarly, Krishna maintains us through somebody, but then he is actually the maintainer. Okay, and Nirguna Guna Bhoktacha, he's the master of the modes, a transcendental step. He's above the three modes. Three modes cannot touch Krishna, he's above it. What is the mode which is above the three modes? That's why Krishna is there. And you can realize Krishna only in that mode. Krishna is above the three modes. So what is that platform? Shuddha Sattva, good. Shuddha Sattva is also called? Shuddha Sattva is also called as? Devotional? No, we can't say it's devotional. Shuddha Sattva, very good. One more word, one more meaning. There's one more, not Nirguna. Nirguna means no material material qualities. Transcendental, but another name. There is one more. Vishuddha Sattva. Just recently we finished that sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam. 4th canto we finished. Nice sloka. Pure Sattva, Shuddha Sattva, good. But what is it called as? There's one more word. What platform is that? There you realize Krishna. Vasudeva platform. It's also called Vasudeva platform. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shaktitam. That was the sloka. Starting like that. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shaktitam. That platform, which is pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, above the three modes, is also called Vasudeva platform, because that's the place where we realize Vasudeva. Okay, only when you reach Shuddha Sattva is that we realize Krishna, in the sense pure form. Okay, we are still in Sattva, we are not above the Sattva yet. By following the 4 regulatory principles, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, all that, we become in Sattva. Okay, so we overcome Rajaguna and Tamagun, we come to Sattva, but we are not yet into Shuddha Sattva. So once Prabhupada's disciple, I think Gaur Govinda Maharaj, first time when Prabhupada met him, first time, he said, will you take sannyas? I'll give you sannyas tomorrow. And all of them were shocked. Right? Prabhupada just met this devotee, and not even first initiation, second initiation, forget about all that, sannyas direct away. And all the foreign disciples are like, Prabhupada, you just met him today, and tomorrow you're giving sannyas. What about Harinam initiation? What about Brahmanic second initiation? Nothing. And then Prabhupada's like, he is a devotee since so many janmas, or he is devotee from birth, or I didn't make him devotee. You all became devotee because of me. I made you devotee. You were all hippies, and I made you overcome all that. But he's already in Sattva, and he's already devotee for 7 generations. He's from Vaishnava family. That's why because Prabhupada, when he looks someone, he looks through the heart. He knows everything. So that's how a spiritual master is. He knows everything. So next day was the sannyas ceremony. And then somebody again went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, what if he fall down from sannyas platform? In the sense, a sannyasi should not meet any Mataji's especially his wife. He should not meet his wife. Meet in the sense, not closely interact. He should be always, a sannyasi can give blessings and everything in a distance. They should not take any personal service. So nowadays disciples, they cook for the guru or spiritual master. That's like a spiritual daughter doing. But otherwise, outside Karmi Matajis, they don't interact with anyone. So Gaur Govinda Maharaj never met his wife after that. When somebody asked, what if he fall down from that platform? So Prabhupada replied, even if he fall down, he will fall down to Sattvagun only. Because he's already in Shuddha Sattvagun. If he fall down, he'll fall down to Sattvagun. So nothing to worry. So Prabhupada, that's how he took the ISKCON Bhubaneswar. If you all go there, you can see a big deity of Gaur Govinda Maharaj kept there. And he is transcendental. He was above the 3 modes. He went into Samadhi for almost 2 months. He was in Mayapur. I think in Mayapur for 2 months. He was like in Samadhi, kind of not eating, not drinking, but he was living. So there are so many experiences devotees share about Gaur Govinda Maharaj. He's above the 3 modes. So this is how somebody transcends the 3 modes. Okay, he's unattached and he's transcendental to the 3 modes. The 16th sloka says, Bahir antasya bhutanam acharam jaramevacha sukshmatvat tad avidneyam durastam chantike chatat. The Supreme Truth exists outside and inside of all living beings, the moving and non-moving. Because he is subtle, he is beyond the power of the material senses to see or to know. Although far, far away, he is also near to all. If somebody wants to leave for take a class, can go. Manasi, you want to go?
Yes,
Class is over.
Mataji.
Okay, so what about attendance link? You can post it.
Mataji, I sent to Sonia Mataji.
So she will post?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. She can post. And Shraddha Mataji will do it for another batch, no? One day batch. Okay. So here it says he is outside and inside of all moving and non-moving movies. How does it say? Bahir Andasya Buddha. How is Krishna outside and inside? Can someone explain? This is again Ishopanishad sloka number 5. Mantra 5 also explains this. Krishna is inside and outside of all moving and non-moving beings. How is it possible? Can somebody be inside and outside? Jyoti Mataji.
Mataji, I'm not sure that whether I'm right or not. Inside, he is in the form of super soul in all living entities, Shiro Dakshayi Vishnu. And then outside, like it's written, I am the sun and the moon. I am the taste of the water. I am the syllable Vedic syllable Om. So all this designates that in every nook and corner, everywhere there is Krishna. I am that fire in the body through which you digest the food. So he is inside also. And
so you mean okay, so inside Krishna is there as Paramatma and outside as different energies, right? Yes, Krishna's different energies is like outside, inside and outside, and anything like everything is Krishna's energy. Okay, so in that way Krishna is inside and outside, all moving and not moving. He moves and he doesn't move. How do you explain that? He moves and he doesn't move. Yes, Prafula Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. When Queen Kunti prayed Lord Krishna, at that time she told that he is inside Uttara's Om.
Yes.
To protect, to save.
Yeah, that's a nice example.
And he's outside in front of her.
Good.
There is,
yeah. But how do you, that is good. So that is one Krishna was at the same time inside Uttara, he was protecting Parikshit Maharaj. At the same time, he was outside also standing with Kunti Rani. Okay, to hear her. That is one. That's fine. But what about he moves and doesn't move? Lakshmi Mataji. What do you say? Krishna moves and doesn't move.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it is on the Shaki Gopal. When he becomes the Shaki Gopal, as he becomes the witness, he goes with the devotee to present the case. But when he
okay, that is one example. Yeah, that's an example to support this statement. But how do you say? Okay, so that means you mean a DT moves, right? The DT can move. Okay, Sakshi Gopal moved, so DT can move. That is one thing. Okay, Shraddha Mataji says he moves through the living entity. In the sense, he says Paramatma in our heart, so he's moving. And doesn't move only by his pragna energy glance he can create. Okay, that way also. In the sense, in Goloke Eva Nimishti Akilatma Buddha. Krishna is eternally in his abode. Right? In his abode, he can be in the abode and do his all the work. In the sense, his energies, through his energies, right? Like you can be at home and you can do internet banking from home. You can do Google Pay or Google Transfer, whatever it is, from your home. You don't have to personally go to the bank and do, right? So in that way, you're not moving. But actually, your energy is moving. You are just moving through your energies or your influence or your power on the bank account. And as Mataji mentioned, the sun, here's a very nice example. So actually, when Prabhupada was walking with his 5-year-old son, that his son was asking, Papa, how is this moon walking with us? So Prabhupada was like, see, that sun is also very intelligent to ask that question. So it looks like the moon is walking with us. Is the moon actually walking with you? No. Krishna is in our heart as Paramatma. He's actually walking with us as in us. But then he is eternally in his eternal abode, Goloka. And Andandarasta Paramanu Chiyandarasta. He's in every atom also. So Krishna is moving in every atom. But Krishna is in his Goloka also. Right? So he can be like that. He can be inside, outside, he can move and not move. So very nice example quoted by Prafulla Mataji, that about Queen Kunti and Parishad Maharaj and Uttara. And also Mataji said about Sakshi Gopal, how Krishna moved. Right? He's subtle and thus not known by material senses. We cannot know Krishna by our blunt material senses. Other Sri Krishna Namadi, na pavitrahim in being, not be able to know. Although far away, he's also near to us. Can someone trace that link for Mantra 5 Ishopanishad? Just type Mantra 5 Ishopanishad. This whole 3 things we'll discuss at the end of the class. Just put the link in the chat to me. Just share it to me. The Veda-based link of Mantra 5 Ishopanishad. Okay, this is the same thing. He's inside, outside. He walks, doesn't walk. He's far away and near. How do you say he's far away and near? He's near as Paramatma in us. And he's also, thank you, Mataji. He's far away in its eternal abode. So for devotee, Krishna is near, and for non-devotee, he is far. We'll be covering Ishopanishad. That time we'll put it, go through it in detail. Okay. So here it is said, Avibhaktam cha bhudeshu vibhaktam iva chastidam bhudapatal cha tat nyayam rashishnu prabhavishnu cha. Although the supersoul appears to be divided among all beings, he is never divided. He is situated as one. Although he is a maintainer of all living entity, he is to be understood that he diverses and develops all. So the Lord is situated in everyone's heart as supersoul. So he is never divided. Although he appears to be divided, he is situated as one. Like if you have seen sun or moon, and you have different water bodies in river, in well, in pond, everywhere you can see the sun's image or moon's image. Does it mean there is multiple sun? No. Just a reflection. It's just so it looks like the Paramatma is divided among all, but he's situated as one. And he's the maintainer of everyone. He's also the destroyer, Kala Shakti, or the time, energy, and creator. He's the source of lights. Okay. So yes, Ishopanishad Mantra 5, we'll discuss that towards the end of the class. Okay. And that also it is said about the different inconceivable potency of the Lord. Like when we are in the office, we are in the office only. We won't be at home. When we are in home, we are in home only, right? We can't be like that. But Krishna is not like that. Another example, does anyone remember any other example to say that Krishna is everywhere? Like Queen Kunti and Parishad Maharaj, very nice example. Any other example to show that Krishna is everywhere? Jyoti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, there is this analogy that like king is the head of the government and all the departments of the government, they are resting on the power of the king, but the king is not individually present in every department. They are just energy, they are functioning, they are energies of the Lord which are functioning, resting on his power. So the Supreme Lord is not everywhere. So this analogy can be cited. Krishna is everywhere and the whole world is operating on the internal and the external energy.
Yes. So the king and the okay. So that is an analogy. I'm asking in a story.
Mataji, may I?
Yes.
Mataji, Pandavas during their sannyasa time with Draupadi, Draupadi ran out of food and Durvasa Muni with other sages had come, and that's the time she prayed to, Lord Krishna, and he appeared and he ate a, grain of rice, and suddenly everybody was full. All the, sages were full, as if they have just had a good whole meal.
Mataji, may I?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Ankita Mataji, what was it?
Mataji, when Pandavas had gone out for sannyasa, and Draupadi ran out of food because once
Yes.
Durvasa other sages had come, so Krishna appeared and he ate a grain of rice, and suddenly all the sages felt full, as if they had a full meal.
Okay, so that is one thing. Okay. Yes,
Brahma had started to taste Krishna at that time of
yes.
the Gopas.
Yeah,
That
Brahma
one.
Vimohan Leela. Yes, Sukriti Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, the Draupadi's in the Vastrabharna episode, like he was far off when Draupadi prayed to him, he quickly ran to her help.
Okay, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, when Gajendra called out to him, he immediately rushed to aid. There's that also shows that he's completely, though he was in Vaikuntha, he immediately rushed to help Gajendra.
Okay.
Mataji, I also have one more point. May I?
Yes, Ankita.
Mataji, when Sudama had gone very reluctantly to ask for Krishna's help, but without giving anything, eventually when Sudama reached back home, he saw his little hut turned into a palace because of Krishna's blessings, sitting from his palace.
Okay. Yes, Lavanya Mataji.
Mataji, when Prahlad Maharaj called out Narasimha, he appeared from a pillar.
Okay. Yeah, Rajeda Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I would like to cite the example of Dhruva Maharaj. So when he started meditating on Lord Narayana, so he could see Narayana within himself and in all living entities, to the mercy of Narad Muni.
Okay, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, like during Indra kidnapped all the friends of Krishna Gopas. So during that time he had an expansion with all people of Vrindavan, like cow, calf, and his friends. So in that way also we can see Krishna in many forms.
That was Brahma, right? Brahma kidnapped the Brahma Leela. Indra was the Govardhan. Okay. So here also when Narad Muni went to Dwaraka, he saw in 16,108 palaces, Krishna was there. Every palaces. One palace with Rukmini, one with Satyabhama, one with... No, it was there in every palace. Narad Muni was shocked to see 16,108 Krishnas. In Rasa Leela, between every two gopis, there was one Krishna. It was not like every gopi had Krishna. No, Radharani had Krishna, but then between two gopis, it is given in Bhagavatam, every two gopis had one Krishna in between them. So many Krishnas at the same time. He's in our heart. At the same time, he's in Goloka. He's in everyone's heart, right? He's in Atom, everywhere. So Krishna, in that way, he can completely. So here it is said, for examples also it is given here, right? So if you see the sun and you go anywhere and see, you can see the sun shining. So describe a few examples from Shastra. Krishna displaying this quality that Krishna is everywhere. So many places we've seen there. And also many examples, as you all said, different places to say that Krishna is everywhere. Iti kshetram tadatnyanam peyam choktam samasatah matpakta edal vijnaya madhavayopapadyate. Thus the field of activity, the body, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarily described by me. Only by my devotees can understand this thoroughly, and thus attain to my nature. So Krishna says that only a devotee will be able to understand this nature of Krishna. So we have like 35 slokas. So we'll take this for a breakout. Okay, now Krishna says that, discuss the statement from Prabhupada's purport 1319. Only devotees and not others can understand Bhagavad Gita and derive the desired results. So can we have this as a breakout room question, and then we can have the attendance link posted after the breakout room. Okay. Suppose the question, I'll post the question in the chat. So go through 13.19 verse, and then you have to discuss this. Only devotees and not others can understand Bhagavad Gita and derive the desired results. You can give some examples from the Shastra if you know to elicit on this point. But that this is okay. Yeah. Okay. So all of you can go through that. Then we'll come back after 5-10 minutes, and then we'll have the attendance link posted. So this is a question. Only devotees will be able to understand Bhagavad Gita and derive the desired results. What is that result? Why is only devotees able to understand? What about happens to others? And some examples also to quote. Okay, so all are back.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes.
Hare
Room
Krishna.
number
So we'll have discussion with Ishopanishad mantra 5 and then take the breakout room questions. So Ishopanishad mantra 5 says about the controversy. Okay, this is actually controversial. A non-devotee will not be able to understand this part. So it's not shared. Will not be able to understand this part of the Lord. Like how is he? Is the inconceivable potency of the Lord. How is Lord? Inside, outside, walking, non walking, all that. That ejadi tan naijadi tad dure tad antike tad antar asya sarvasya tad sarvasyasya bahyataha. So it says the Supreme Lord walks, does not walk. Okay, he is far away, but he is very near as well. He is within everything, and yet he's outside of everything. So this is a very controversial thing. But just read the translation, you won't be able to understand anything. What is he saying? The Supreme Lord walk, doesn't walk. He's far away, but he's near. He's within everything, yet he is outside of everything. So in the purport, we have a long purport here by Srila Prabhupada. Very nicely explained. You can read at your own leisure times. But here Prabhupada mentions this is a contradiction. Very contradiction. There's an inconceivable potency of the Lord. Very inconceivable. It cannot be conceived by us. Okay, only a devotee will be able to understand. He walks and doesn't walk. Like, okay, so that example, he says that as Paramatma, he's in a heart, he's walking. And Krishna is in his Goloka, eternal abode. He's there itself, right? His energies, everything is done. And that's what Ishopanishad also says. The Lord is far away, but very near. Right? For a devotee, Krishna is very near. But for non-devotees, Krishna is so far. And Krishna is inside, outside, and outside of everything. So here it says about the inconceivable potency of the Lord. And here also it says about the nirguna, that is without quality, in the sense without material quality. Okay, Krishna is without material quality. All his qualities are transcendental. Okay, so in this verse, it's very contradictional, but then we understand that why he walks and doesn't walk. He's far away, near, he's within everything, yet he's outside of it. He's within every atom, right? And he's outside also as his energy. That's his Krishna's energies. So external, internal, all the energies of the Lord. Okay, now we'll take the breakout room questions. Now we can post the attendance link, Mataji's. Sone Mataji also you can post. Co-host. She's not there.
I'm here, Mataji.
Yeah, Shraddha Mataji also can post. Yeah, I'll just make you co-host so that you can post it for everyone. Okay, now we'll take the breakout room questions. So who likes to? Okay, you fill up the attendance form and come. Monday batch, Tuesday batch. Meenal Mataji, you were in Thursday batch or this batch? Mandagni Mataji.
Mataji, Meenal Mataji is Monday batch.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing her on Thursday. Okay. Okay. So we'll start with breakout rooms. Okay, room number 1, who likes to say? Dipali Mataji, Kripa Mataji, Lipsa Mataji, Nagni Mataji, Nasim Prabhu, Pampa Mataji, Prafulla Mataji, many are there. Tiranath Prabhu. Yes. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll unmute everyone. Everyone is unmuted, na? Yeah. Who likes to speak from room number 1? About only devotees can understand and take advantage of Bhagavad. Okay, let's go to room number 2.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Everybody will speak few points from room number 2. So the question is only devotees and no one else can understand Bhagavad Gita. So I'll start with an example. So when Lord Krishna showed his universal form, the Virat Purusha, to Arjun, then Arjun sits with folded hands and he offers his obeisances 1,000 times, and he accepts Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Supreme Lord. But whereas when the same universal form of Virat Purusha was shown in the courtroom to Duryodhana, he rejected the Supreme Lord and he called him a magician. Whereas Bhishma, Dronacharya, and I guess Vidur, who was present in that room, they accepted the Lord as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this happens because only when a devotee is pure, when he has an unalloyed devotion for the Lord and his heart is cleansed, can he understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mataji Lakshmi Mataji will speak about now, about Prahlad Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Mataji. My example is that when Hiranyakashipu, when Narasimha Dev came out of the pillar in order to protect Prahlad Maharaj, so Prahlad Maharaj, out of devotion, folded his hands and paid obeisance to Nrsimha Dev. But Hiranyakashipu, out of his arrogance and because of his demonic nature, he wanted to fight and wanted to kill Nrsimha Dev. Another example is that when Lord Ram, in search of Sita, attacked Lanka, Vibhishan, who recognized the supremacy of Lord Ram, paid obeisance and went under his sought refuge. But whereas Ravana, even though he was consulted, he was by his well-wishers and everyone who knew the supremacy of Lord, refused to acknowledge, and he met his death in the hands of Lord Ram. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Lakshmi Nandita.
Mataji, like Vasudeva and Devaki were the devotees of the Lord. That is why they were able to see the Vishwarup darshan of Lord when Lord Krishna was born. That is one thing. And one more thing is, when we offer bhog to Lord, the non-devotees feel that the quantity of the Naivedyan, what we do, has to be reduced. But the devotees will understand that through the energies of Lord, through eyes, ears, nose, everything, the bhog has been received by Lord. So then we take it as prasad. This only non-devotees will understand. Hare Krishna.
Supriti Mata.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Here I would like to quote the cobbler and Brahmana story. And when Narada Muni went to meet cobbler, he wanted to know when he meets Lord Vishnu next time, he wanted to know, check with him like when he will return back to Godhead. And similar question was also with Brahmana and also a cobbler. When Narada Muni went to Lord Vishnu in the Vaikuntha planet, he checked with Lord Vishnu like there are two devotees who want to know like when they are going to return back to Godhead. Then Lord Vishnu said, when you meet next time, you tell them like the Lord was passing the elephant through the hole of the needle. So whoever you see the reaction, and then you will get to know. Then also Lord Vishnu said like the Brahmana will take thousands years of next Jalma to deliver, to come back to Godhead. But the cobbler will come back immediately in the next birth. And Narada Muni was surprised about this. And he said, Lord Vishnu said, when you tell that the elephant is being passed through the hole of the needle, then you will know the answer from them. Then you'll understand why Brahmana is not coming back. Then Narada Muni, when he went and met Brahmana, he said like what Lord Vishnu asked him to do. So when cobbler asked like what Mahavishnu was doing, then the Narada said like the Lord Vishnu was putting the elephant, trying to pass the elephant through the needle thing. And Brahmana started laughing because how can it be possible? Like that he started laughing. Then immediately Narada Muni understood what Lord Vishnu wanted to say here. And similarly, when he met the cobbler, he said the same thing, and the cobbler was so surprised, and he said, Lord can do anything. Because he was a pure devotee at heart, he could accept like the inconceivable potencies of the Lord was there, and he just accepted and prayed that Lord can do anything, even from the seed, from the small seed, he can make the big tree, he can hide the big tree inside the small seed, so he can do anything inconceivable, and that's the nature of the pure devotee. Hare Krishna.
Nirguna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I would like to add here one point that Tulsi does this story. One time so much rain is coming out, and his wife has went to her mother's house. So he can't stay without her wife. So he wants to meet her wife. So at that time, so much rain is coming. So he went there by swimming, and then he climbed to the window of the house that he had not seen anything, but he was the snake, but he was thinking that is a thread, and he went inside. Then he was thinking that her wife is told her, you came in the lightning, they see the snake, and then you are so much made after me. This much love, if you will love to Krishna, then you will get the Krishna with you. That's the point. Sorry.
Yes, Mataji. And because of his faith, he continued writing Ramcharitmanas and Ramdas because he put his faith in Lord instead of his wife. So he realized that faith in Lord is more important. Samir Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It's like in the sar of everything is like the bhakta who is in purest bhav, like the Sat Goswami. They could write about Lord Krishna and Radharani because they were in bhava and they could understand because they were completely. This is not possible for the non-devotees. This is what is the complete sar or the summary of the everything. Hare Krishna.
Rachita Mataji.
I would like to quote the example of Srila Prabhupada ji, like being an Indian and under the discipleship of his spiritual master Shastri Thakur, he was ordered by him to spread Krishna consciousness around in the English speaking countries. So all of them were hippies, and it is miraculous to see how he turned the hippies into bhaktas. So that is the magic of a pure devotee, and in the association of a pure devotee, they also became devotees. So with all the examples of Bilba Mangala Thakur and other hippies in the Hare Krishna movement in the 1960s, and other and Prahlad Maharaj, so they were pure devotees, and in the association of them, the people around them, the asuras, and they also became pure devotees in the association. So that is most important, association of devotees. At least you can get one or two good habits in your life. Even if you don't get pure devotional service, at least few good habits might change a person's perspective towards Krishna consciousness. So is that powerful? Like people in the mundane world, we take it for granted by laughing it off. But once you get into an association with pure devotees, it really does change your perspective towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Pravina Mataji will give the conclusion, Mataji.
So Mataji, I am relating all this to the verse 13.19, which we are discussing here. So in this verse, it is mentioned that the field of activity, the body, or the knowledge and knowable, these are described by Krishna, and Krishna says that only the devotee can understand this. So then this be described in the purport that knowledge among these three things is made up of knower, knowable, and process of knowing. And this together is called Vijnana. So this Vijnana can be understood only by the unalloyed devotee because he is in Krishna consciousness and he is able to see, he is able to make out the difference because he knows his position in relation to Krishna. Whereas the monist, as said in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, he thinks that at the ultimate stage, these three items become one. But the devotee knows that they can never become one, and so he does not accept this, and that's why he doesn't even seek to get moksha, or he doesn't seek for salvation or merging because he knows that they cannot become one. And also there was one more point that yeah, and also those who are materialists are in material consciousness, so anyway they will be unable to understand anything related to the true knowledge of presence of Krishna. So only one who knows Krishna and is a devotee can understand this true knowledge of Vijnana. And Krishna says that anything else is actually not knowledge at all. He says that in another verse in Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, very nice examples. Very nice. Okay, so what about next room? Room number 3. Yes, Jyoti Mataji, yes, you can start.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna to all, Sadar Pranam. It is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that Lord says that I can be attained only by pure devotional service, and by no other means the Lord can be attained. And because therefore Bhagavad Gita, it is understood by only those who have reached the platform of pure devotional service, who are pure devotees of the Lord. And for others who are atheists and monists and who believe in philosophical speculation, it's very difficult to understand the Lord and the Bhagavad Gita, because they don't accept the Krishna as Lord Krishna as the supreme personality of the Godhead. And even these impersonalists, they don't believe in the personal Mayavadis, they don't believe in the personal form of the Lord. So even for them, it is very difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita. But even for example, there is an example like in Mahabharata period, Lord Krishna was present between so many people, but only Pandavas and Kunti Maharani and Bhishma Pitama and one more person. I forgot his name. Vidur. Only these people could identify him that he is the supreme personality of Godhead, while others present in that period, like Duryodhana and all, they could not understand that he is the supreme personality of Godhead because they were atheists. They do not believe in him, and it is the Lord's will that those who do not believe in him, who are non-envious of those who are envious of the Lord and who do not believe in him, they are curtained by Yog Maya. Their eyes are covered by curtain of Yog Maya. And those who believe in him, those who are non-envious, only they can understand him. So Bhagavad Gita is only understood by such devotees who are non-envious, who are in full devotional service, and who accept him as a personal form and supreme personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Shubham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned here like Bhagavad Gita should be taken up in a spirit of devotion. And the person who is trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita, he should at least theoretically accept the Sri Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. And with that submissive spirit, he can understand the Bhagavad Gita. Unless one reads the Bhagavad Gita in a submissive spirit, it is very difficult to understand the Bhagavad Gita. So the devotees have that faith in the supreme personality of Godhead, and they are accepting Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. So they will be able to understand the Bhagavad Gita. But the non-devotees, they didn't accept Krishna as the supreme personality, and they don't have the faith also. So they will not be able to understand the Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Sarva Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. No one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by executing Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, any other form of yoga independently. So Bhakti can be only a true devotee, that is by true Bhakti Yoga, only we can know about Krishna. Here we have the example, Mataji. Therefore, the purifying, here we say that for those who are engaged in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all sinful reactions, whether fructified or in the stalk or in the form of seed, gradually vanishes. Therefore, the purifying potencies of devotional service is very strong, and it's called Pavitram Uttamam, the purest. Example, Narada, by serving the sages as a boy servant eating the remnants of the devotees, he became free from all sinful reactions. If one is engaged simply in an act of devotional service, everything is revealed to him automatically, and he can understand. This is called Prataksha, directly preserved. Example, Narada, who never studied the Vedas, can become familiar with the knowledge necessary for realization. We can even have the example of Uddhava, when he had gone to Vrindavan to make the gopis and the parents of Krishna to understand about his supremacy. But then when he went to make them understand, he instead understood that they had such a love and such a great faith that he himself wished to become a grass there in Vrindavan, so that by their passing upon him, he would be benefited. So that this is the benefit of being a true devotee, can only get Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Ankita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Here I would like to quote the story that Virat Rupa is basically for the neophytes who do not believe in God. That's one. And the true devotees, they don't need to see that aggressive form of God. They are happy with the two-handed form of God. And this is it. And secondly, Krishna also got petrified during the time when Arjuna got scared when Krishna showed his Vishwarupa form, and he requested in a very scared manner to please come back to his two-handed form. Also, there's an example over here when Kunti Maharani requested Krishna not to take any sorrows away from her, so because that will make her continue pray to Krishna, because she was one of the true devotees of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prajesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So, taking few points from the chapter that we read, 13, that is like BG 13.14 to 13.18, it speaks about Neya, which is the object of knowledge. And the conclusion of these verses is that the object of knowledge is the Super Soul, Lord Shri Krishna. And also, BG 13.23 also says that the supreme enjoyer is Lord Krishna. The Purusha is Lord Krishna. So those who are non-devotees and those who are envious of the Lord, they do not accept this. Since it's mentioned that the supreme enjoyer is the Purusha, they end up concluding that they themselves are the supreme Lord, because they are also doing some kind of minute enjoyment because of lack of understanding of the scriptures. They come to the wrong conclusion and they tell that we and God are same. Like for example, we can see that there are many Bhagavad Gitas which were translated and commented by people who were not even part of any sampradaya. For example, like Mahatma Gandhi or Radha Krishna, who were just like some political leaders, but they were not they were nothing in the spiritual platform, and they gave their commentaries which were completely in the wrong understanding. But if you see the Sri Sampradaya, where Ramanujacharya and even the Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, where Madhvacharya is there, and then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, so all these acharyas, they've given the commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, which is like their realizations, because they were devotees of the Lord. And also, one more example is that of in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one Brahmana, he was sitting in front of the Jagannath Puri temple when Mahaprabhu saw that he was just sitting with Bhagavad Gita, and he was looking at the cover page and he was crying. And when asked, he said that his guru asked him to read Bhagavad Gita, but he doesn't know how to read. But then, since he was devotee of the Lord and he served his guru very sincerely, he got the realization within his heart, because just by looking at the front cover page of the Bhagavad Gita, he could understand the entire essence of Bhagavad Gita, how in which Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga, and we have to become servants of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna loves us so much that even he can also take up the position of our servants if our devotion is very, very high. So he understood this entire essence of Bhagavad Gita even without reading Bhagavad Gita, and that's just because he was the devotee of the Lord. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, the illiterate Brahmana. Okay, so all this very nice examples quoted by all the team. Okay. Yes, Prafula Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I am from room number 1, Mataji. Bhakti is supreme.
How come nobody spoke from room number 1? Only you are. Okay.
I am speaking, Mataji. Bhakti is supreme. And by the process of bhakti only, we can know Lord, and then by knowing, again we will be firm in our devotion, and with devotee association we will know about him and all the different qualities of the sadhus or saintly persons will be developed, and then we'll know him. For example, Mataji, the same thing Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakasipu saw Lord Nrsimhanath, but Prahlad Maharaj was fully devotee and he came to save him, but Hiranyakasipu did not accept him to be Lord. And the same thing again in the battlefield and outside also, Duryodhana and Arjuna both saw. Duryodhana first saw the universal form, but he did not accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord. And Arjuna saw, and because he was a pure devotee and all the Pandavas were devotee, they accepted he is the cause of all causes and the Supreme Lord. But the Mayavadis, because they think that they did not discriminate between material and spiritual aspect, and they thought that Krishna and the process of devotion, everything is Maya or illusion. Further, they don't accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mandagini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. I am from room number 1. Actually, there is 10 offenses to the holy name. That is 9th one. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. So, like faithless person means they don't understand the leelas of Krishna. It's for the layman. It is so confusing. To know devotional service, to know the leelas of pastimes of Krishna. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Bhishma Pitama taken the vow, I will not fight. Though I am from the side of Duryodhana, I will not fight. But for the pleasure of Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he took the Krishna took the vow, I will not fight from this Arjuna side. But for the pleasure of his bhakta, devotee, pure devotee, Bhishma Pitamaha, he took that wheel of the chariot and just wanted to took the wheel of the chariot and was about to throw to the towards the Bhishma Pitama. So the leelas of pastimes of Krishna is so confusing for the layman. Only pure devotee can understand the true tattva of Krishna, through the pure devotees. They have the compassionate heart, they are friendly, they are faultless, and they are equal to everyone. So through that heart, pure heart only, a devotional service can be done. And that is all, Mataji. From that is that.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So that's topic ends here by saying that yes, only devotees will be able to understand Krishna, as Krishna says, Bhakti Mama Vijanade, right? Only through Bhakti, and derive the desired results. So the desired results will be mainly to understand Krishna, to understand Krishna and to get love of Godhead. So that's the main purpose of all the religion. So the main purpose of all the religion is to understand Krishna and to have love of Godhead. So yes, so that way. Okay. Yeah, non-envious. Yeah, that's another quality. But then even if somebody is envious but have devotion to Krishna, envious in the sense Krishna slowly will take away that envy part from the devotee. But then that devotion should be there to understand Krishna. Otherwise, we won't be able to. We'll be able to cram so many slokas to just argue with someone and to show our scholarship, but will not be able to understand who Krishna is, right? Yes, Shubhamai Mataji. I think we can end here.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji, when we are having the sloka test, Mataji?
Yeah, I'll inform, okay? Of the test. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Mataji,
everyone.
I'm leaving for Puri. Can we be done after 2 weeks?
Yeah, we'll see, Mataji. Not because not many devotees are ready for it. Let's see,
Yes,
if you can record and upload, that would be nice. We'll send a link in which you can record and upload. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
You have not
Yes,
prepared,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, I would like to take this platform to thank you and NND Prabhuji and everyone for, I got the initiation.
Yeah.
And that too in Sri Mayapur Dham in Kartik month. I'm so grateful, Mataji. Like especially to you, Mataji, NND Prabhuji and everyone. Krishna Mataji.
Even Mandangi Mataji and also Supriti Mataji, even Supriya Mataji were also there.
Actually, I would also like to thank you for conducting this Bhakti Shastri course so well that I've almost finished 2 modules because of your grace and mercy, because of your easygoing nature. Because most of the people who conduct these courses are very strict, but you are very easygoing and the best teacher possible.
It's all Prabhupada's mercy and nomination Prabhupada's mercy actually.
Yes,
Prabhu
yes.
is
Please
very
say thank you
blessed.
on behalf
Okay, I
of
think we can end here. Okay, thank you everyone for joining.
Hare Krishna.